Okay, we're gonna do a little different today, quilting sisters. And I'm not real high tech if you didn't know that already, but you do now. Okay, so I cleaned out Evan's house, the house in Bennington, and I found some treasures. Um, and to me, and maybe to you, that would be a quilt. So I wanted to show them to you today and kind of get your feedback if anybody wanted to give me feedback. So far, not so much. Okay, anyway, here we go. Okay, this is the first one I found. It is in pretty rough shape if you cannot tell from this video. But, churn dash, right? Or would it be called a shoe fly? I have a hard time deciding. But the reason I kept it and I washed it is that I wanted to see if there was one square, and there's one square that I could cut up and put in a frame. And I wanted to see if I could maybe replicate some of the fabrics, or maybe even replicate the design and see if, yeah. Anyway, I thought it was really cool. I purple, light purple with the green as the sashing, solids as the backgrounds. There's yellow, there's a pink, there's a more pastel yellow, your green. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool, so I kept it. But it gets better. Okay, so now remember, I found these quilts under the mattresses, okay? Underneath the mattresses, which is, baffling to me. So if anybody has some words of wisdom on that, let me know. This one is pretty good. There are a few tears or unsewn, really. It was flatter than this, mind you, before I washed it. And down here on this, I'm pretty sure this is wool, but if anybody knows more than me, please correct me. They used, I think it was a flannel at one time, to be quite honest with you. But still love it, still will keep it. Love the fabrics. I think it is really interesting that you got your red in here and you got your red on your tips, but they've used a purple as the background. Anyway, just crazy. The rows don't, in the center, the yellow is the same, right? But even in your green, those aren't the same prints. And then you have this red. Well, if you can tell, some of the reds have a daisy on the end. So then as you keep going, this is not the same print, right? So the rows are not the same prints all the way around. Now, they show up sometimes. Green stripe, green stripe. There's some green, and then double the green stripe, green stripe. Anyway, thought that was really interesting. Scrappy. This is right up Sarah's alley, is it not? Okay. As we go down, we're getting to my favorite, like my favorites are at the bottom. Okay, this was underneath a bed too. I assume a crib, quilt. I was trying to get close enough. Some of the quilting is gone, but definitely hand quilted, of course. And this one has a little more damage, really. This fabric must not have been too good. I can say that. Wondering on this if this really was. I mean, it seems pink to me, but wondered if it stayed that way. And then, is anybody noticing this? It's kind of crazy to me. Let me back up just a little bit. the tip on this one is blue, and it's blue on this one and down here on this one. So it almost looks like it's not the star, right? It kind of looks like it's a jagged kind of star. But if you can get close enough, Jen, I think it's wool again, to be honest with you. Okay. Love, love, love this one. I would like to replicate this one, honestly. So, Granny, I'm going to be doing some purple seeking, which is strange for me, huh? Okay, a few things that caught my eye. It's in a little better condition. You know, there is some raggedness here on this edge. Once again, you guys would know better than I. But it really scrunched up when I washed them, but I had to wash them. There was really no other choice. The sad thing to me is that the quilting has really gone away. Can you see this? So it would have been a square with this square in the center, right? Which I think would have been stunning, you know, with it in its time. But I love some of these prints. I think they are so cool. I'm going to get close so you can see some. I love this one. And I want to pull this up so you can see this one. Crazy but true. And there's a better representation of the quilting. So I think that's cool. This is the back. Same along it's actually the same back as the Lemoyne Star one. I don't know if you can tell that. Okay. Love this one. Like 3 loves. I just adore it. I really do. It's been hanging on my banister as I walk to my room, and I just love it. Sarah, super scrappy, random as all get out, right? Love that this yellow, it is not all the same yellow though. This yellow goes around. These outside setting triangles, I think, are all the same. I think that's the only thing that's same. If I get a little closer, maybe you can tell. Little corduroy. Love these prints though. Just absolutely love them. I think some of them are so cool. And if you know more than I, if you recognize any prints, let me know for sure. Because I'd love to know time frame. It seems to me like it would be a few time frames, honestly. Just from what little I know of, maybe 30 prints. This one is in better shape. There is a hole right there and a little bit here. I wanted to get closer. So she has used, I think it's just two threads, right, on the, which did okay. In spots it's come out, but anyway, this one, good night. Who knows? Who knows where that came from? But super cool as far as just what a variety. And what's interesting is I'm not a super scrappy, like this would be hard for me to make just because it is very round. There's no rhyme or reason that I can see. Maybe you guys can see it. But I don't know, just kind of like it. But here's the kicker on this one. I don't know if you can tell. It is the slick material. Yes, it is, with a little patch or two in between. You know, even back then, quilters were maybe a little more resourceful, right? Oh, look, there you go. So maybe not the best for a back, but it's cool. Okay, this one's maybe my favorite. I don't know why. Oh, let me show you. Here it is. So, is that not awesome? I love the trails, as it were, I guess. The block is fairly simple, right? It's just the colors are just crazy to me. I would like to replicate this one for sure. She definitely had enough of this to make more than one, right? Down here, she had enough of this. Some of this red she's had in a few different places. This one's actually a different one, just completely different. I'm gonna get closer for you. So this was the quilting. If you can see this, the square hair, the square hair. So it kind of makes it almost look log cabin like because of the quilting. So look at the quilting on the border. It's the clams. And I don't know what the batting is, but when I washed it, this is kind of what happened, and I haven't cleaned it up, but I think I will. The back is just a gingham, and honestly in probably the best shape. This one might be in the best shape of all of them. But I just want you to see all this. This is so cool. Can you see the turtles? Anyway, so these are the quilts that I got from cleaning out that house. I need some reward. And I will probably just display them, honestly. The one I might have to cut up because it definitely has seen better days for sure. But what a treasure, what a find, right? And I didn't have the special quilt wash, and that probably would have helped. But honestly, they had been neglected for a very long time, so they needed to see some real washing. Like, I think the mice and stuff had their heyday. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you guys are all quilting and enjoying your time off your time in. I don't have school for a week, so yay for us here. But I have a lot of projects I want to get done, so we'll see how it goes. See you later.